Hey, TV fans, welcome to Tori Talks TV. I'm Tori.
And I'm Dr. S.
On this episode, we'll be discussing This Is Us, Season 5, Episode 8. This episode is called In the Room, and lots of babies were born this episode, and shocker, everyone survived.
It is a shocker, isn't it? Because we all had all these questions about this, and it's like, oh, now we know.
Oh, it actually all turned out really well, and there is a new big three. They have arrived.
We called that.
Yeah, you did. Good job with that. I know. I love that. Well, we got to talk about our big three, and we'll just start with Kevin and Randall because Randall really played a pivotal role in the birth of his twins. So, I mean, Madison's there, has nobody but Beth and Randall. Who better to help her through? And the most entertaining part of this episode was when Randall was telling the story of a teenage drunk Kevin singing Bop naked, talking about how they should have started a band. So
that was awesome. Randall and Beth have been saving the day. They've been making the episodes, even though they don't have a lot of screen time. They're just like my favorite parts of the episodes, the last one and this one.
Same. Yes. So he's telling this story and then in walks Kevin. So Kevin did make it. How did Kevin make it? He's just charmed his way. I'm just like, there's no way a TSA agent would be like, you're right.
Yeah, they'd get fired. I don't know if we're ever gonna hear the rest of that story.
Either way, but it is those little details that I rely on for This Is Us that make it I almost wish he would have been like, oh, my passport, now they're getting the little things there's some loose ends now starting to form.
Yeah, it's not tying completely together like This Is Us usually does. And at the end, we're like mind blown.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit different, but I mean, it was very exciting to see Madison have her twins and they're okay. And the names, let's talk about the names of the twins. So Nicholas after Uncle Nicky, and then Frances after her relative.
Grandmother, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're going to call her Franny. So
yeah.
Okay. Sure. And then there's a whole other birth thing going on with Ellie. And okay, Toby.
Yeah.
He sets up shop in the parking lot, befriends a man whose wife is possibly dying of COVID on a ventilator. That was so sad.
I know.
But it was kind of cute, of course, because Toby is just so warm. And
Toby, yeah, I gotta give credit to Toby too, because he also steals the show often. And I loved that little exchange with him and the husband in the parking lot. That was really sweet.
Yes, I mean, this is just how they're still continuing to tie in COVID into this season and just stay in our reality, because it's true.
Yes.
It is. Just say that Toby was allowed in there. We'd be like, no way, Toby wouldn't be allowed in. I mean,
Yes.
So in that way, those details, they are definitely sealing the deal with that. So
yes.
Baby Haley Rose is born. I love that the middle name is after this man in the parking lot, his wife, who survives.
Oh my gosh, I know. That was really good.
Yes, but were you a little afraid that Ellie, when she decided, I changed my mind, I want to hold the baby, were you thinking something was going to happen?
Yeah, definitely entered my mind. But then I thought, no, because that would be kind of cliche, wouldn't it? They wouldn't do that. And so I did for a second, but then I don't know. The second she said I wanted to be alone with her, I kind of saw she wanted to have a moment, just have a moment alone, which I get that, you're going to, and then say something to her. And what she said to her was so sweet. I was like, yeah, it was perfect.
It was closure for her. I did feel bad for Kate. There's always two sides to every story, and her just probably wanting to hold her baby, just wait. But I do understand that whole thing and why it went down. And then, there's Rebecca, who's just stuck in the middle of nowhere, can't hold her grandbabies. And Miguel, continue to talk about supporting characters. Miguel, Beth, Toby, all of these characters are really the foundation of our main characters. And Miguel is so sweet. I do hope that Miguel gets a little more substance. I hope he gets a little more to do. And I will tell you, it was super cute to see Rebecca and Miguel's flirtatious banter, and almost
Yes.
reminds me like, hey, we haven't seen the beginnings of their love story.
I think that has to be coming either this season or next season. I also want to see more of like Miguel and Jack and their friendship. And I believe it was alluded to in this episode where Rebecca acknowledges that like Miguel's grieving as well. And his grief is really complex, right? Because he's grieving his best friend, but also he married his best friend's wife. And she is a lot, as they said. So, oh, that was a sweet moment. I love their moments together.
Oh, no, I did too. And then another incredibly sweet moment, and it was, we've been waiting for this, was when Randall and Kevin got to talk on the phone after the birth of his twins. And
yes.
I think that Sterling K. Brown is magical.
Yes.
He just the one line that he delivers, because Kevin's saying, thank you. And he's like, you're my brother. And it just, the 3 words, and I have full body goosebumps. And I'm like, and it's just the way he says it, his face, his tone, just that warmth is palpable from Sterling.
You feel soothed. It was like last episode when he told Madison, your family. It was the same vibe where I was just like, please, I want to be your family. Can you say that to me? Because it just feels so good.
I know. And doesn't Randall seem so much lighter now that he had that moment in the lake?
Yes. He has like a weight has lifted off of him.
Yes.
And he so deserved it.
Randall. And I like how realistic he was about like, hey, Kevin, we can have this conversation, but right now you need to be present and there with Madison and your babies.
Yes. And Kevin finally like did it right. Like he apologized in a way that like, I feel like he saw Randall for the first time and like spoke to him in a way where Randall says, yeah, like you hear me now and now, but we're good. We'll put it on pause until you have newborns, 2 of them.
I know, right? You have a lot to pay attention to right now. Yeah. All right. So, the very beginning of the episode confused me a little bit because we see total strangers.
Yes.
And they're so cute. And this is Nasir from India and Esther from Argentina. And they meet and you're like, how could you possibly tie into the story of This Is Us? And I think this is one of the classiest and poignant things that the producers could have done in this time of COVID, where our main mode of communication is what we're doing right now.
Yes, exactly.
On Zoom. Yeah. And this is how we're communicating. So to bring that, I mean, who even would have thought that would happen? But I'm just super impressed by this move.
I was too. And we knew from before the season started that COVID was going to be integrated into this season. And it's been here in little moments. And I feel like it all built up to this. And yeah, they just wove it in where you were the whole time going like, okay, where are you going with this? Where are you going? And then it just made sense. And then you saw all the screens at the end and like Rebecca getting to like be there for her children and like they mix like the new tech with the old tech with like the handprints melting together, it was pretty nice.
Okay, so now we know his name, this man who has helped us all out during this pandemic, Nasir Ahmed. And it was so cool that they, highlighted him and his love story, which I love that little spitfire of a wife that he has.
I know. And I love how they showed the shot at the end of them FaceTiming or like on Zoom to get the story. Like it was just kind of like a sweet, but so cheesy and appropriate moment. And it's like true, like what if we were in a pandemic and we didn't have this technology? Like it's not going to bring back the people that we've lost, obviously, but look at all that we have been able to do because we have the technology. Kind of insane. Yeah. Like, it is pretty, it was a good moment.
It was an unexpected treat for us.
Yes.
So, this was a very good episode of This Is Us. Lots of little surprises. I think the biggest surprise is just that everybody is okay.
Well, I was thinking too, like all the big questions that we had prior to this season have been resolved now. So I don't know. I feel like this is like the middle. Like it's like, okay, now it's got to build up again because like Randall and Kevin are good. That's the question we had. Is Madison going to be okay? Yes, she is. Is Kate and Toby, are they going to have the baby? No, they have the baby. So now what?
True. Now what?
Now what? Now we have to get back to Rebecca and Miguel and like that type of stuff. That's what
Yes.
I want to know.
Yes, please. More of that.
Yes.
Hopefully that's next.
And more Nikki. And is Cassidy going to come back?
Oh,
I like her
right.
too.
We have a lot of people waiting in the wings.
Yes.
Maybe Sophie?
Yeah, you never know. Now all we know is that Madison and Kevin, I think, are going to give it a go.
Yeah. All right, fine. Not thrilled. Love Madison. Don't love Kevin Madison.
Yes.
Yes. All right. We'll see where this all takes us. Let us know what you thought of this episode. Comment below and then like and subscribe while you're at it. And then we will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.